pick it up, change the trajectory, improve my situation. But hey, I'm well on my way to doing that. Today just sucked, but some days are gonna suck. Well, it's about 11 a.m. I slept like a rock last night, baby. Let's go. If I slept like that every night, you just wait and see what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be crazy what I'm gonna do. But yeah, the only reason I could do that is because I blew a bunch of cool air in. It's not gonna be so cool these upcoming nights, but hey, again, on June 10th, my AC gets in. Perfect sleep every single night. I cannot wait for it, but I just can't help myself but go and walk around the lake. So I've already prepared sunscreen, electrolytes, backpack, hydrated, so I'm gonna go do that. 200 milligrams deep. I don't think the caffeine's affecting my sleep. I think it's almost all 100% the temperature of the room. But that problem will be solved very, very soon, and I cannot wait for that. I don't know how well you guys can see them, but look at all the crawdads in there. That's crazy. There you go. You can see one there. Just like little monsters, bro. $300 down. Feeling good. Really, the only problem with these is sun exposure. Sun damages your skin, guys. It's just that simple. And sunscreen will mitigate that, but you're still damaging yourself, unfortunately. So that's the biggest drawback to being outside, is you are aging your skin. You are damaging your skin. So it's quite unfortunate. There we go, 400 milligrams of caffeine in my fasted system. I'm wired, I'm amped. Just gotta walk home, and I got a 7-hour shift. Not looking forward to that, but hey, it's not the worst thing in the world, so. Another package from the gods. Let's see what we got in here. So this is what we got. 30 tins. I got these to hold my pills. So I could dole out 30 now. More fish oil because I'm running low. Multivitamins because I'm running low. Then this was the cheapest psyllium husk that they had. It's basically pure fiber. Yeah, it's basically pure fiber. So just really good to up your fiber. That's why I have that. Then I got this hat, which is for the rain, and I guess I could start wearing it for to protect my face and stuff from the sun as well. But I mostly got it so when it rains, my headset or earbuds won't get wet. I think is this 5 gallons? 1 gallon. 1 gallon jug of sunscreen. It's going to be SPF 50 because sunscreen, you know, I don't want to be relying on these tiny bottles. And I think this bigger one is more cost effective anyway. And I like having a pump on it because it just makes it way easier to apply. Now I won't have to worry about running out. So that's great. But yeah, I have an entire hour before I have to leave for work. I already have breakfast fully prepared. All I have to do is warm the eggs up in the pan. So I guess I'll go edit a video. I'm doing an experiment on the eggs today. I'm not going to cover them. I'm going to see how they cook uncovered. I think it's not going to go well, but hey, once I figure it out, we'll know once and for all. Yeah, so not that I needed to settle that, but I definitely need to use the cover. Gonna wear my new hat to block out the sun on my walk to work, but yeah, I'm gonna go put in 7 hours. I'll be off at 10. I'll see you then. Oh, I know you can't see me too well, but that shift was brutal. I'm not gonna lie for a second. I mean, I also went on a pretty long walk today. Oh my God, dude, I couldn't today. I don't even, what went wrong? What made today so awful? Well, first of all, I'm always thinking about my parents and how totally screwed up my life is because of them. So that never goes away. And then I think it's also just always thinking about or being approached by people. It is truly exhausting for me, and also being relatively unclear on my job duties. It's just not a very well run place. But yeah, very stressful when it doesn't have to be. But yeah, I would say the main thing, however, is just how completely messed up and destroyed my life is, and how there's nothing I can do about it. But that's the point of these videos, is trying to do something about it. I really don't know where to go from where I am. You know, I have a pretty solid I've made a lot of progress on vlogging. Like I'm much more well acquainted with it, and I'm ready to step them up. And I have a lot of ideas on how exactly I might do that. And I think about what makes a vlog a good vlog, but then I also think about other things that I want to do. And I think probably the main thing I need to overcome at the moment is get to a point where work is just something that I deal with, even though it's 8 hours of your day and completely soul-sucking, obviously. I have to make it so that's just a window that I open and close whenever I'm there, and then whenever I'm not, I'm in go mode. And I think I'll be able to make that transition, or get to a point where that's where I'm at. But that's the main thing that's on the horizon. Then also, I'm going to start lifting again. I'm going to get back in the gym. And that's where I'm at. I'm mostly thinking about how I can make better vlogs, better videos. It's all up to me, obviously. But yeah, I'm cooked from that shift. It was a rough shift, man. I am not going to lie. Some shifts are better than others, but today I was very overwhelmed, to say the least. I don't know what I'll do for the rest of the night. I don't know how early I'll get to bed, but that's where I'm at right now. DoorDashed Arby's for dinner. I regret my decision. It was a bad use of money, but there was a discount. But I'm not going to do that again. I don't see myself getting DoorDash anytime soon again. Today just sucked, but days are going to suck, you know. Not every day can be a good day. I'm just hoping it's cool enough so I can sleep well tonight. And I'm going to clean my teeth and get that rocking, man. I got to change. I got to pick it up, change the trajectory, improve my situation. But hey, I'm well on my way to doing that. Today just sucked, but some days are going to suck. Well, it's 2 a.m. It's a productive day, but it was a bad day. There's going to be bad days. It's part of the process. So if you didn't kill it today, you can kill it tomorrow. I plan to kill it tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and have a good night. All right, guys. It's about 4 a.m. and I'm struggling to sleep. This has been a problem for basically my entire life, but I keep returning to these last few weeks have not been, I was sleeping like a rock very recently. And so I think there's a few things to point out right now in this case. 1. That Arby's, probably not the best thing to eat, even though I had it over 3 hours ago at this point. 2, all the caffeine I've had today. I had like 2 cups of coffee at like 6 p.m. when I was at work. 3, I'm not on a very good schedule. My circadian rhythm's out of whack. Back earlier, when I was getting good sleep, recently in the timeline, I was getting sunlight very soon after the sun would rise every single day, because I had no bedtime or wake up time, and I didn't have to work. And now work's just throwing me off now that I have a job and stuff that usually starts in the afternoon. And then the 4th factor is going to be the temperature of the room. I think this is probably the biggest factor. It's not like I didn't sleep whatsoever just now or during this night. I did drift off a couple times for a bit, probably never more than half an hour or something. And I think if the room were just cooler, which now the temperature has dropped outside to like 61, so I'm blowing more cool air in with a fan and cooling down myself as the temperature's dropped outside. That should help me sleep. And there are some things that I keep myself assured of if I don't get good sleep. First of all, I can just call into work tomorrow. Second of all, I really don't have to get to bed or wake up anytime before like 1 p.m. tomorrow, so it's only about 4 a.m. now. And again, I can just call into work if I absolutely want to. Which as much as I don't want to go into work, I just reserve that as an option if I have to. Whereas in the past, I've had jobs that I really valued and paid me well, and I would never risk them. This one, honestly, I shouldn't jeopardize it just because of my living circumstances, but it's definitely not. Now, I would take a better opportunity in a heartbeat, you know. It's just I'm not sure, given my circumstances, that really exists. Although that is something I should pursue. You know, if you have to be employed, you should always be seeking the best employment arrangement you can find, which there's 2 qualities to that. One is the nature of the job. I guess there's kind of 3 qualities to that. One is the nature of the job. There's, sort of God, there's like someone over there. There's probably not. The swamp's in my backyard. It's crazy what I'm hearing, but so there's 3 main points I'd make about jobs. The first is the pay. What are you willing to put yourself through for the payoff? 2 is the nature of the work. So are you stressed out? Does it drain you? Do you like it? And then 3 is if there are other bonuses. So are you advancing your career? Is it a stepping stone to something greater? Are you gaining skills that are transferable or will add to your making you more valuable in the long term, etc.? For me, the pay is not as bad as it could be around here. The nature of the job, I'll rate all 3 out of 10. As for the pay, it'd probably be like a 3 out of 10. So I could be at a 1 or a 2, but I'm at like a 3. Then there's the nature of the work. I'd rate the nature of the work at like a probably like there's like a light in the swamp. This is the weirdest thing. The nature of the work, call that like a 4, probably like a 4. So it's pretty low on that as well. And then, is this advancing me in any way, shape, or form? I'd rate that a 1. And the vast majority of dead-end jobs are going to be A1. You're not going to pick anything up. You're not gaining anything from being there other than a paycheck. And I probably don't have, I could probably raise the amount I'm making from a 3 to a 4, maybe a 5. I could definitely raise the nature of the work to like an 8, probably, if I looked hard enough. But because I don't have a car and I can't drive, the logistics are completely screwed. And I'm in Huntsville, Alabama, so opportunities are extremely limited. But also, you know, we live in a completely car-dependent society. There's basically no public transportation here. It's totally screwed up. And then as for getting a job that will advance my career, there's really no way for me to do that, I wouldn't say. I guess one thing I could pursue would be car sales or some sort of sales position. But, you know, it's not like I don't have any long-term career goals at the moment where I'm like, okay, I gotta take this role so I can graduate up the ladder. That's not where I'm at, and that's not what I'm thinking about, right? I'm looking for the most money for the least amount of effort, or the job that gives me the most amount of free time that's the lowest stress. So I would happily take a pay cut if it would mean I had more time on my hands. Although again, I don't even know if I could do that if I wanted to. You know, your options are limited. You don't get to choose what jobs you have access to, right? So that's where I'm at with the job question. Dude, I swear, there's a light in the swamp. I do not know what it is, but it's kind of spooking me. I don't think it's a firefly. I just saw it again. Dude, that is so weird. Has me scared, to be honest with you. I know you guys can't even see it. I just have the camera pointed at the moon. Yeah, it's probably just a firefly. But yeah, hopefully the room will cool down. I can go back in there, actually get some sleep. And you know, I know this is a boring recording. I guess I could do a bit of a retrospective on the vlogs so far. I'm pretty happy with how they've turned out. Obviously, they're not the best, but my vision at the moment is pretty much just getting the days out there, the days documented. This is what, vlog 65 or something? The goal was never to blow up fast. I didn't have a plan to do that. And my mission originally was, once again, just to start posting, but also as things change and as things improve, it will all be there. And one idea I've kind of come around to is, you know, anyone else that, you know, just goes through something terrible or is reduced to nothing, you know, whatever it might be. Let's say, you know, by vlog 200, 300, 400, or 500, whatever, however long it takes, they can look at the literal daily progression of my life, exactly what I did, exactly how I did it, and know that, you know, they could check in on a daily basis, treat their own life as like a rebuilding campaign or something like that, and then no, okay, look, he went 100 days sober, he made these decisions, stayed committed, worked awful jobs, had no real idea of what was going to happen, was extremely pessimistic, etc., and still made it through because he showed up every single day, and it worked out. And that's the thing, like being where I'm at right now and how everything has gone so horribly wrong, largely for reasons out of my control. And no, I'm not just referring to the DUI. There was someone that commented once and said, oh, dude, I'm pretty sure the DUI is all your fault. Yeah, I'm not talking just about the DUI when I say things have gone horribly wrong. Honestly, the DUI, that's just like a blip on the radar. That's really, I mean, it sucks, but I don't really think about it beyond that. It's like, but the point I'm making is, I'm so far from where I wanted to be right now, and I'm just trying to move forward in a way that I don't regret wasting any more time, which again, I'm very, very well acquainted with the fact that unforeseeable things can happen to you, and there's nothing you can really do about that. But I'm also trying to focus on being 24 and, you know, just by my late 20s at the latest be in a decent position in life, whereas I was trying to be in an excellent position by my early 20s. I'm now entering my mid 20s and never could have conceived or imagined being in such an awful situation, but I'm here. I know why I'm here. I know how I got here. I know all the details. And the time, I keep saying this, it will pass either way. You know, I'm going to turn 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And you can either make an effort to, when that happens, to make that, to work to be in a better situation, or you can stagnate and do nothing like so many people do. I've always been a very proactive person. Well, since I was like 14, I've been a proactive person, just around when someone's really kind of sentient. It's like when they start high school. You know, I feel like most middle schoolers are still kids, right? But you know, there's really just not a whole lot to do, which pisses me off. I was watching this Alex Hormozy video today, and I think the title might have been, "If you're tired of being broke and bored, get busy," or something like that. And if I had the ability to get busy, you know, I try to get busy. That's kind of what these vlogs are about. That's kind of what content's about. It's also just a passion project, but if there were a way for me to just get busy where I could, like I have gotten busy in the past, I would do it. But I straight up don't have the opportunity to really get, like, I couldn't choose tomorrow to just get busy and then get a clear payoff for that. There's just kind of slowly directing the broad trajectory that I'm on is kind of where I'm at, which I cannot stand, to be honest with you. I hate this sort of drifting. I hate this, there's nothing you can do. Even if you wanted to do something, there's nothing you can do sort of situation. Like, there's no sort of immediate action. It's just a completely messed up situation. But again, I never started recording these expecting fast results or things to change quickly, and my situation is still evolving rapidly. So, in it for the long haul, absolutely. And as I was talking about, I think towards the end of last month, towards the end of May, it's all about creating a launch pad for when you do see things worth your time or worth pursuing, you're fully equipped to do so. And so, approaching 2 months of sobriety, my mental faculties are returning to 100%, which I knew, well, ChatGPT told me would happen, that, you know, even after years of heavy daily drinking, such as I have done myself, if you quit this early in life, your brain is still so plastic that it will basically recover completely. Basically, there will be no significant effect. You know, there's the lost time, obviously, lost development, whatever, you know, but as far as mental capacity goes, I can tell I'm well on my way back to being a very intellectually capable person. So I'm extremely stoked about that. Really, the last thing I'm looking to dial in on here at this point in time is my sleep. Once I get this sleep figured out, which there's two main things I'm going to need to do. The first is get the air conditioner so I can control the temperature of the room. And the next big lever is going to be the caffeine usage. I'm gonna have to lower the caffeine significantly. If you're taking your sleep seriously, you're gonna lower your caffeine. Definitely stop taking any by noon, and probably not exceed 200 or 300 milligrams per day, which is still plenty, to be honest with you. And then, you know, I'm getting plenty of physical activity and I'm completely sober. Then I have sleeping mask if I need it, etc., whatever. It's all the pieces will be there. Then once I get that, then a ton of more doors open for me of productivity and ways to spend my time. But hey, I've been out here, I've been talking to this black screen with the moon for approaching 20 minutes now. Ah, man, I really hope when I go back inside that that the room is cool from the fan and I can put my head on the pillow, just fall asleep. But those are some late night thoughts when I cannot sleep.